Jesus, don't even know another man. On the hillside, trucks are loaded, everything's ready to roll. Sleep in the daytime, I work in the nighttime. This ain't no party, this ain't no disco, this ain't no fooling around. Cause in the mocha, I cheated, I ain't got time for that now.
This is terrific. This next number is called I Belong to the Blank Generation.
CBGB and UMFUG stands for what I intended to do when I opened the club, which is country, bluegrass, blues, and UMFUG stands for what I would do in case, which is other music for uplifting gormandizers.
Basically tried to listen to folks who had good ideas, good songs, good sounds, something new, and just put that up and try to respond to what worked. The groups supported one another. They were very supportive of each other, even though they were extremely diverse in their artistic bent.
There was a sense of community there. As the music scene became publicized, people started coming down to see what was going on, and then there were sort of two groups there. There were the people that were there all the time, and then there were people that would come to observe.
When the club CBGB started, we were very fortunate to have a venue to showcase our music. Artists like Blondie, Talking Heads, Television, and of course the Ramones. We attracted record labels, producers, the rock media, and curiosity seekers from all over the world. CBGB's was one of 3 clubs who would let these bands flourish.
I've been here since the beginning, since we opened, and that's been about 2.5 years now. I got in here when there was no artwork on the walls, there was no venue essentially, and there was pretty much nothing going on here. Mm-hmm. So we had to build this from the ground up. Well, I think small venues allows a lot of local musicians and local talent to get together as a community and also bring out people who are local to the area. I think that in New York City, you need DIY venues because there's so many people, there's so many musicians here that you can't always get a spot, in the Bowery Ballroom or any kind of genre you can probably think of, we probably have had it here. Since we're very open to everything, we will play anything and everything on the song.
My name is Rachel Brown, and my band's name is Thanks for Coming, and my other band's name is Water From Your Eyes. Yeah, DIY venues, they just allow for more music to exist, because it's not about the money, it's about just exposure and art. I don't know, it's just a place that you can go and hang out and meet people that have similar interests, music. It's not, it's almost always all ages, there's always really cool experimental things happening within the DIY scene that you just don't see in mainstream music.
look at members of the LGBTQ community, if you look at people from marginalized communities, and as a whole, they feel that they can be themselves when they go out in New York City's nightlife, when they go out to the DIY venues. When you look at musicians and artists who are looking to showcase their art, they need these spaces in order for them to have a space where they can show their music and be the next breakout band from New York City. You know, I think a lot of the reason that indie rock and rock and roll in general is still popular is because New York City was the breeding ground for that in the early 2000s.
It's been a lot harder to find places to play. I mean, like Shea Stadium closed down, Palisades closed down. When I moved here, I just hung out there like every weekend. I didn't make friends at NYU for a good like 3 months. Palisades closed last June, pretty much just because the police wanted them to close down. They just had a bunch of like code violations. They couldn't afford to pay them off, so they had to just like shut down, which sucks because I loved Palisades so much.
From my experience, a lot of my favorite venues that I went to in my early 20s have been closing. A lot of my favorite bars, a lot of my favorite restaurants, just pretty much nightlife in general, I felt, looking at it anecdotally, that it was in trouble.
I've spent my entire adult life working, living, and breathing nightlife, which sounds like a lot of fun, but it's also absolutely terrifying. Because as you're creating a safe space for people of all types to come together and dance and celebrate life and celebrate each other and feel safe, in the back of your mind, you always feel like you could get shut down for absolutely no reason at all, and it could all come crashing down.
There are many reasons why venues are closing. One of the big reasons is the cost of real estate, right? Developers and landlords are looking for more cash for the spaces they're renting out. But the second half is that heavy enforcement, is that adversarial relationship with the communities. But at times the enforcement is also responsible because they see nightlife establishments as a space that creates crime and increases the crime statistics.
There's like a weird line between like your law and your entertainment and nightlife, where you have to be able to find that stern, fine line where you're like, we will abide by all the rules that you want, but we also want to make sure that we're creating a good and fun environment for people. Because a lot of times when raids do happen, it's not the friendliest thing. Nobody it's never like the nicest gesture. Like they never come in with like a decent tone where like they treat venues like they're just like breeding grounds for I don't know whatever they think is happening here.
This is absolutely surreal to have the mayor in our dressing room getting ready and to have cops in the house and to have government people and DJs and circus freaks and people who party for a living all in one place. It's amazing and it's mind-blowing. But why should it be so surreal to have the arts and culture capital of the world be in support of the spaces that make this kind of arts and culture?
To help these wonderful venues that are small businesses that do so much for the city, to help them grow, to help them thrive, we'll be signing the bill to create the Office of Nightlife.
New York is the city that never sleeps, and now there is going to be a director of nightlife. That person will be a liaison between the vibrant restaurant, bar, and nightclub scene, the neighborhoods where they are located, and City Hall. City Council member Rafael Espinal modeled the idea after several European cities, like Amsterdam.
We've seen so many iconic DIY venues close their doors in the past few years. Shea Stadium, 285 Kent, Palisades, Goodbye Blue Monday, and many, many more. These type of spaces continue to be on the brink of extinction, but today, Today, we're one step closer to coming up with a sustainable solution.
In order to preserve our city's identity as a place that never sleeps, as a place where creatives and artists can move to start a future for themselves and create art that's going to be successful, we have to signal that we're going to support keeping those places open and really highlight why it's important to support them instead of looking for ways to shut them down because they're becoming a nuisance to the overall quality of life for our city.